And welcome back once again to our Loosey Goosey show right here on Halton Hills Online. And another good intro, my friend.
Like I say each and every week, I just want to be a musician, man. And,
we'll get you in the garage with the triangle.
Yes. We keep hinting about the garage.
Yes, we've got Lee's Garage coming very, very soon. We're hoping for a May 2-4 opening week to start that, which will be a live video that week because it'll be something new. So once again, Leah Lywood, Big Daddy Russ Horton, myself, Lee Lakin, and like we said, we're talking about town, local news that we bring out every week. Thank you to all our viewers that tune in every week. It just keeps growing week by week, and we keep getting recognized a little bit more week by week.
Yeah,
Messages.
And messages, yeah.
And it's good that people are realizing that we're for real, because for a while I don't think people took us seriously, and now people are taking us seriously.
We just want to produce a show that's a little bit more fun and a little less reserved than some of the other ones out there, so we have a lot of fun with it. Hence the Loosey Goosey. This week's show, a new restaurant in Acton, Mum's Fish and Chips. Not Mom's Fish and Chips, Mum's Fish and Chips. They're at 519-853-3474. They're at 352 Queen Street, right beside Sweet Molly's in where the Becker's Plaza is. And give them a call. Order yourself some Fish and Chip Friday. It's Fish and Chip Friday.
It's the British way.
And it's the British way. I must say. And from what I've heard, I've seen a lot of reviews on them and a lot of people talking about them on Facebook.
Do they have mushy peas?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think they do? If they do, we can go up there and have some fish and chips.
And some mushy peas. So Mum's Fish and Chips, that's 352 Queen Street in Acton. 519-853-3474. Get your order in today. And like I say, it's Fish and Chip Friday, so perfect prelude to the end of the day.
I love fish and chips.
I miss fish and chips so bad, man. I can't have the batter.
Yeah.
So, I can't.
I'm not big on fish, but I love the chips that a fish and chips.
The news, of course, brought to you as always by Max Tires at 61 Guelph Street in Georgetown. Licensed mechanics, right?
Yes, they do.
And of course, 905-873-9255 is their phone number. Lowest prices in Southern Ontario on tires, and don't you forget it. And of course, they've got a whole slew of tires in there at the moment.
I saw quite the stack in there today.
And they're a very busy place. It's like, and I live above it, and, looking down, it looks like the Suez Canal down there. It's so busy, as I've mentioned many times.
And he wants to remind you that, yes, they're doing now commercial certifications. So all you small business owners with a van or a pickup truck, take it in and get it certified or recertified or whatever you need to do.
Today's stories and today's numbers were Friday, April the 30th, almost at the end of the month now, and there's 146 total new COVID numbers. I'm
coughing out there, brother.
It's one of those days, you know what I mean?
I have never seen you do that.
What?
Me either.
Burlington 54, Halton Hills 18. Milton's 42 and Oakville's 32. Total variance 3,700. So they're going up.
And I just have to say myself, and this is my opinion, not the opinion of the show or anybody else's, but lockdown is not working. Make the proper changes, man.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be. Where the numbers don't seem.
Numbers aren't changing, and nothing's changing yet. Everybody is in this stressful situation, and we've got a young 13-year-old girl that just committed suicide in Milton. Our condolences go out to the family and friends of there. Just a sad story, and we're seeing more and more of this going on, and they need to make these changes.
Well, one of the problems with these new variants too, though, is that it's not just when you cough or sneeze. Or swap spit.
Yeah.
It's aerosol. So it literally, you could just be sitting and talking to somebody and bang.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things going on there they're going to have to figure out.
And we're going to do some birthdays later on, local birthdays, people with birthdays, and really old people with birthdays. Really old people with birthdays. We're going to get into kind of fun stuff as well. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Though. And what's going on with Halton Public Health?
They're looking into some new COVID cases at well-known Halton grocery stores. Parent company Loblaws has been reporting Thursday a new case that involved an employee at the Fortinos on Guelph line. And Sobeys Thursday is posting a new COVID case at the Acton location with the infected employee's last day worked on April 19th. And, you know, we've talked about this before, right? That, you know, these bigger companies are going to have it. They're the ones that are open every day, and these employees are interacting with people.
And they are keeping the places clean. I haven't seen any particular merchant that's not following the rules.
Right, I agree.
So,
I agree. But yeah, it's going to happen. You know, they've got Amazon, a couple of Amazon locations closed as well. So these larger places, it's going to happen. There's more people.
When there's more
it's
people.
Just, it's mathematics, really.
That's right.
You got a sad story here.
It's really sad. This one, a house fire earlier in April has left a Georgetown senior with very little in the way of options. Betty Pristol, she's 80 years old.
Yeah.
Had lived in her home located at 40 Baylor Crescent for over 20 years, and her home caught fire sadly on April the 16th. And without fire insurance nor family, Pristol is forced to sell her home as a shell. And she goes on to say here, I'm a senior on a pension. My pension started when I retired 20 years ago, and it's getting smaller and smaller. I ran out of money to pay for fire insurance.
Absolutely, I can see that.
Yeah, because her funds were going down. At the moment, she is residing at a Milton retirement residence. Bristol mentioned her plan is to return to Georgetown, come back home, though she expects to stay at the residence for the next 5 to 6 months. And it's still very much up in the air, she says. She's very upset, of course. She's 80 years old as well. Now, this is the nice part, the community part that I love. And this is what we're all, you know, no matter who we are, help your community.
Yes.
And Jennifer Sargent, a sales representative with HeyRay.ca, has been a lot of help to the senior, stepping in to help Ray. I guess Ray Cheshire organized Service Master to come in and remove everything out of the house.
Man, really?
And gave her free storage space till she gets on her feet.
Awesome.
And set up a GoFundMe page. So
Way
we're
to
going to
go.
get that on Halton Hills
We'll
online.
get the link up.
Yeah.
We'll get the link up there. And because that's a terrible story.
Yeah.
And the fact she's 80 years old, God bless her. She
Real
doesn't need
soldier.
the anxiety of this. So let's help. And of course, Leah will link us up on the video of the GoFundMe page. And to HeyRay.ca,
Kudos.
rock
2 thumbs
brother.
up, man.
Rock
Big time. Way to
3.
go. 3 thumbs up. Yes.
There you go.
You can't see that.
Definitely a very emotional but cool story kind of thing, I guess is the best way to put it. And so way to step up there. Hey, Ray, thank you so much. You know, this is just goes to show too, you know, Michael Chong, I know you do watch these videos. Ted or not, I'm not 100% on Ted, but you need to restructure the pension program for our seniors in this country because we got a lot of seniors coming up. And what these people are making is
You and
pittance.
me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, here's a prime example. Somebody who couldn't afford fire insurance.
Exactly.
And look at what's going on.
Yeah, you know, and I bet you any money I've seen what pensioners are making, and how they're surviving is beyond me. Our government, you are a little cuckoo. You need to fix things big time in this country, and the whole pandemic's really brought this to light with everybody, I hope so. And this story included. This one really, really irked all of us here. This one's really kind of, and I'm sorry to say, Russ didn't want to do this story because he felt he was going to say stuff that might not be great, but I get to say it. And whoever made this decision, you need to give your head a shake big time. It has been decided that the Halton Catholic District School Board will not be raising the rainbow pride flag at the schools in the month of June after a decision at a special meeting that took place on Monday. The motion that would have allowed this flag being raised was heavily amended over the course of the meeting. So at the end of it all, what was passed was a resolution for additional staff training, raising awareness around Pride Month, and mandating each school put up a safe space signage. Nicole Hoskis, who is a grade 12 student at Oakville St. Ignatius of Loyola Catholic School, first came up with the idea of raising the pride flag at the April 6th board meeting. Hotchkiss felt the response by some trustees to the motion must be viewed as discrimination and not just a difference of opinion.
That just makes me sick.
I'm disappointed and repulsed with the extensive amendments made which gutted the original motion. At one point, Trustee Tim O'Brien removed the entire motion in replacement of doing nothing at all. This is disgusting, people. What is wrong with you people?
Especially what they're doing to teenagers. It's difficult enough.
The teenagers are struggling enough with pandemic. They're
even everyday life, just being a teenager.
Just being a teenager.
With
even the Pope has backed this up, and yet you have done the stupidest thing you possibly could have done probably in the last decade. And doing something like this is just, we hate to report this stuff, but people, you need to know, you get in touch with these board trustees and you tell them how you feel. Bitching about it on Facebook isn't going to help. Get in touch with these people and tell them how you really feel about this very, very stupid decision to not fly the pride flag. To me,
go to the board superintendent, everything that you possibly
absolutely inundate them because what they are doing is wrong.
It's racist.
Bottom line,
in a very different way. It's racist.
In my opinion, it's wrong. It's
absolutely.
My opinion.
I think it's a across the board here. So
I was always raised to love people.
Anybody.
And, everybody.
Yeah.
And let's get off of that subject.
Yeah.
A lengthy standoff in a Georgetown neighborhood on Sunday ended peacefully with Halton police taking a man who was in crisis into custody. And you have to remember, there's a lot of this stuff going on right now.
We're getting more and more, right?
Mental health. I mean, we've been locked in cabins for how long?
Yeah.
How long do you want us to take this for? Halton police were summoned to a residence on Wiley Circle in the Mountain View and Maple Avenue vicinity about 11 a.m. following reports of a man having barricaded himself inside a residence. As a precaution, area residents were asked to take shelter, like some of our friends who lived on the street, because we were a little concerned and said, "Hey,
I was texting him to find out if everything was okay. I actually thought it might have been him."
Crisis negotiators are on the scene side by side with tactical officers, and the K9 unit tried to get in touch with the man, and they were able to apprehend the individual without any injuries.
It was quite extensive.
I'm glad he's. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And get some help with the problems he has.
Yeah.
And because human beings, we all bend sometimes, and
even people without mental health right now are having mental health issues.
Well, and this is what I was just thinking was, you think about all the problems we're having with ICUs with COVID right now. You give this another 6-8 months like this, you're going to have people in the hospital just because of mental health issues that are going to be overwhelming. It's going to be very overwhelming.
Well, it is now.
It already is now. So just think about a couple months. So this is why I say our government really, really needs to take a look at what our experts are saying and make some changes in what we're doing out here in society right now, because what they're doing is not working. The numbers are not going down. You have not closed the airports. You've only closed them off to India. Well, there's a way around that. So
it might be down a few hundred.
Yeah,
Now, more local residents of Halton Region will shortly be eligible to receive a COVID-19 vaccine at a Halton Public Health Clinic. Beginning May the 3rd, those who are 50 or older, born in or before 1971, and can't work from home can now book an appointment to be vaccinated at one of the 6 clinics in Halton Region. And we told you about this last week, but it's important you know about this information. Appointments can be set up through an online booking system at halton.ca/COVID vaccines. Those who need assistance can also call 311. And a message here, the more people we vaccinate each and every day, the closer we get to returning to normal. This is Halton Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Hamadah Magani. And we have 6 clinics operating 7 days a week. Participating pharmacies continue to offer appointments to those 40 and older. And please get the vaccine when it's your turn, she says. The best vaccine option is the first one available to you. That is a matter of opinion.
Yes.
I would
and
say.
We'll go on that maybe
With
a
some
bit
recent
later.
news that we've been hearing over the last little while.
Well,
not only in Ontario, but in Quebec and other places.
Oh, we're hearing it worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, the AstraZeneca name keeps coming up, and it's not getting a great reputation. And I'll tell you this right now, as somebody who has health issues, I'm not going to go after something that's got a bit of a red flag to it. It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know. And we lost somebody this week. I'm going to let Leah speak about that a little bit. Dee Dee was well known in the community, very well known in the community. And she passed away, what was it, Thursday?
Yeah, she passed away Thursday. She was an EA, an educational assistant at
Right.
Georgetown High School. Very well loved, very well liked, respected, big volunteer in the community. So very well known, and we all send our biggest and best condolences to family, friends, and people that knew and loved Dee Dee.
Yeah.
No, the high school's devastated.
Yeah.
They're
And
devastated.
rightfully so. Came on as a sudden surprise. You know, there's speculation on what's been going on. We'll have a little bit more about that next week once we have some more details. We're not going to talk about it right now.
You know,
We'll get more details in on what happened there. But there are some very sudden, and there's more to the story. We just can't. What's the word?
We don't know anything.
Yeah, we
right
just
now.
don't have all the
There's
details yet, so we don't want to get it out there. But we will get the details for you next week on what happened there. We will follow up on that.
And have respect for the family and friends as well.
But for some of you that are in this pandemic and want to forget about this pandemic for a little while, Halton has a total of 10 applicants interested in opening cannabis retail locations here. Do we need 10 cannabis
You're talking about Halton Hills
Apparently.
here.
I guess
You're talking
so.
about Halton Hills, man. Yes, I
The
would say
latest
so.
applicant, Bodega Boys, is the 8th retailer to propose a store in Georgetown. The latest retail location is proposed at 68 and 78 Main Street North, which is right here, basically where we are. So they're probably talking
Moore Park
Plaza. With 4 stores already open in Halton Hills, 5 applications were added to the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario list applications since back in April 5th. So, go out and get your bud, people. There's all kinds of them out there. You got Butters, you got Grand Cannabis.
And you can drop by a local merchant, pick up their corn chips. And,
and your Pepsi.
and your Pepsi. Not Coke, but Pepsi?
Pepsi, no Coke.
No Coke. All right. It's only, we're showing our age with that. That's what's his name?
Belushi.
Belushi. And the Greek
No
restaurant.
Pepsi, only Coke. Or no Coke, only Pepsi.
No,
We're
no
all the chefs in the restaurant were named Gus.
Gus.
There was 60 of them.
Yeah.
And it's true. All right. Did you know that we were up there, Halton Hills, ranked within sight of the top 100 Canadian communities to live in 2019? Halton Hills 2021 ranked place. It's closer to the bottom of the list. We've gone down.
Yeah, we have.
We've gone down. In 2019, Halton Hills ranked 106 out of 415 assessed communities. In 2021, Halton Hills has moved that list and now ranks at 293.
Whoa, that's a big jump.
Drop, yeah. Now, but despite our drop in rankings, the town has seen a major increase in real estate prices created by people eager to live here in Halton Hills. So it's not all, moonlight and canoes, as Rodney Dangerfield once said. So here's a little bit of the downside of things. But Maclean's Magazine annual rankings has released a short time ago with new considerations have shaken Halton region's rankings. So some of the new considerations we put forth obviously has upset people.
I guess.
But we have no idea what those considerations are. While Halton Hills went down to the most, the 2019 champion, you know who the 2019 champion was? Burlington.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Burlington was dethroned, kicked right off by Halifax. Nova
Wow.
Scotia.
Wow.
And Charlottetown. I can see Charlottetown, but Halifax?
Yeah, that kind of surprises me a
Well,
bit.
they've got
Charlottetown, I
some
can
nice
see.
green space. in
Oh, it's a
Halifax.
beautiful area. You know, I've been fortunate enough to travel out there, and I loved it out there because I didn't get to the East Coast. I traveled the West Coast.
I love the Canadian flags in Acton, by the way. They're beautiful.
They look good downtown.
Downtown,
Eh? Yeah.
rocking. Good job,
Andrew
guys.
and the guys all did a great job downtown. They've actually really done a nice job with downtown Acton. There's a new store down there called 70 Below.
Yeah,
And
I
think
heard
it's
about
all
this
treats
place.
and candies or something. So definitely something when this
Fat
guy.
kid in the
I just
fat
have
kid in
to
the candy
ignore
store.
Yeah.
Fat kid in the candy store.
Fat kid in the candy store and the diabetic. Yeah, let's send the
Yeah,
fat
Put a
guy and the
curse on.
diabetic in.
And I'm in the middle, and I'm like, I could go into these places and literally just make meals out of it.
Yeah.
Scary.
Georgetown's very own Jessica DeManny knows what it's like to be a worried mom with a child in hospital fighting for their life. This has been the reason herself and fellow sick kid parent Kyla Hiller of Orangeville are teaming up together to pamper moms staying at the Ronald McDonald House in Toronto this Mother's Day. So that's a very cool idea, actually. The two women founded Beyond Beads to help with support and resources for parents, families, and friends of hospitalized children that are at the moment are raising $5,000 to provide Ronald McDonald House families with a catered Mother's Day dinner that will be actually delivered to each room. DeManny and Hilliard are also donating gift boxes to the moms, crammed with a variety of goodies from local makers and also some small businesses. So that
Congratulations.
I love stories like that. You know, those are good-hearted stories. Those moms in there, you know, I've managed to work in a couple Ronald McDonald houses throughout North America. And it's hard, man. I don't know. Some of these parents, what they go through is just absolutely insane.
Well, the trip down, you know, if you live in this area as well, the trip down to the sick kids is an hour haul each way.
Each way, yeah.
That's with good traffic.
Yeah.
So not only that, the travel time as well. The fact they don't get any sleep.
That's
so many things.
Well, the stress of it all,
I
everything,
can't
right?
even imagine the emotional distress when it's your child. I can't even fathom.
Yeah. No, I've been in that position, and it's not fun. I can, yeah. I've been there, and it's just not
Me
fun.
too.
And you know, for families, this is a brilliant idea. I think it'll help perk up some moms for Mother's Day.
And hey, you know, moms are very special. Don't forget that.
That's right.
We all have a mom.
We use our spit
I miss
clean
my
your
mom.
shirt.
Yes, I have a new mom, Leah, who spit
Yeah.
cleans my shirt.
Mom spit.
We spit clean the shirts.
Especially with me and my messy. Well, I have a shelf here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Well, I know Willie seems to like it.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to the
Yeah.
birthdays later, but Willie Nelson is 88 this week,
I know.
and we got some local birthdays coming up.
Smoking
Remind me, I
his,
forgot
smoking his
last
apple
week.
pipe.
Yes, I love Willie. Well, I wouldn't
We
have bought
we
a
all love
t-shirt,
Willie.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Who doesn't love Willie?
Now, there is no more time to waste in implementing paid sick leave. Last Wednesday, the 4 Halton mayors and regional chair renewed their call for a paid sick leave program. This is the third call for paid sick leave from Halton's elected representatives in as many months, including last week as they stood with the recommendations from the COVID-19 Science Advisory Table for Ontario. I'm having a problem today.
You got the rental mode today.
I got the rental mouth today. I got my. There you go, right there. We are encouraged by recent statements from provincial representatives to implement a program, and we urge immediate action. The town was quoted as saying this, and the lives of our residents are at risk. We will not kick COVID-19 to the curb without protecting our essential workers and their families. That's us.
Yes.
The people of Halton Hills. Our residents are exposed to COVID-19 at work and risk exposing their whole family with potentially devastating consequences, the town also stated. So they're going up to bat for
They're
that.
going back for, yeah, you know, and really everybody, you know, even people that are going to work. I know a lot of people that are going to work, but the hours have been cut back, or they're only working so many days a week, or, you know, things like that. So they're not getting full paychecks.
Now, there was something, I only caught a bit of it this afternoon. They had Trudeau, the health minister, they had the whole works were on, addressing different COVID benefits. One of them is raising minimum wage to $15 an hour in order to help those that are at a very low income wage right now and having a real struggle. I think, and again, I'm going by just a little bit I heard, but they're looking at taking the minimum wage across the board.
Right.
$15 an hour, at least to try and help.
Even that's great, but even that's still not enough these days.
No, but it's
unfortunately,
something.
When you look at the cost of living today, somebody posted online, you know, 2019 to build an average, you know, 8 by 8 foot deck was $930. Now it's $3,930.
Yeah.
You know, like
A 2x4, what was it cost you? $680 for
something
a
like that.
2x4 now?
It's
Oh,
going to cost you.
I
Your,
saw this
ridiculous.
meme on Facebook of this couple having a romantic evening, and they're sitting there, and it says, "Please take me to an inexpensive place, darling."
he took her to
And
Home
they're-
Depot.
To the
Took her to Home Depot there.
Took her to Home Depot.
I was going to say, just the door to the new deck. That
Yeah,
we just built.
exactly. Well, that's it. Now I see guys driving down the road with trailers full of lumber. I'm thinking, geez, won the lottery, did you?
Can you imagine?
This is a cool one for our artists, especially with all this stuff going on. A lot of artists, including musicians, are struggling right now. Returning for a second year, the Artist Next Door is a commissioning program that supports the creation of new community-engaged work. Artists living or working in Halton Hills are eligible to apply for up to $1,000 plus HST where applicable for projects in any artistic forum or discipline. This program is available to individuals, artists, artist teams or collectives, cultural business, and art and cultural groups and organizations. The stream of financial support for the arts and culture community was established last year as part of the Town of Halton Hills COVID-19 response. Projects that were successfully funded in 2021 showcased artists working in several art forms, including music, theater, visual arts, and dance. So
That's awesome. I think that's awesome.
If you need some support getting your, because some of the people, one of the musicians, she recorded her album with the money from that. So very cool, you know.
And local artist Gord Fenley has got a new CD out. We'll be talking about it in the weeks to come here.
Yeah.
And it's a brand new CD. And Regional Council has decided to start work again to produce a growth option that would keep new development inside current urban boundaries. In an 18-5 vote, councillors passed a motion at their most recent meeting that directs staff to put together a fifth growth scenario for consideration during the official plan review that would accommodate growth until the year 2051 within Halton's existing settlement area boundary. So that's what's going on at Town Council this week. And we get into the fun stuff now. Have some birthdays. And
I've got one more here. I'm gonna finish that off, and then we'll kick it over.
I'm talking about me. Yeah. I'm just tunnel visioned here. It's funny, you know, sitting and looking at Leah on the other side there, our producer, and of course, as big a part of the show as you and I, and sitting there with a parrot on her shoulder again.
Once again.
And there is, of course, our wonderful mascot, who some people complain about. But
Well, it can be annoying when she really pipes up. It can be annoying. I get that. So I'll apologize.
She's just putting in her opinion.
It's a bird, people. Relax. Final story. Final real major story. This is a good one too. While you're out grocery shopping, maybe you could just add a couple items to your cart and donate it to the Acton Food Share. You can drop them off at Sobeys, Giant Tigers, No Frills, and don't forget to support also the Georgetown Bread Basket. So if you're at Superstore or Loblaw or Food Basics or whatever, pick something extra up and donate it to the food shares. Big thanks from the Georgetown Bread Basket to from Generations Physiotherapy Center and Apparel Promotion for their donation of colorful reusable bags. They were used to pack 77 bags of food for seniors and have lots more to use. Your generosity was
Help
very
the food
appreciated.
banks. Help the food banks.
Help the food banks all you possibly can right now. People that would never think they were going to be ending up at a food bank are ending up there right now.
Yeah.
Well,
And
the struggles to keep up with the amount of outtake with any of the food banks, food shares. It's grown tremendously.
Yeah.
So it's even tougher now than it was without COVID.
Please donate.
all week long, we've been featuring the Georgetown Bread Basket on our newscast, and next week we're featuring the Acton
And food share.
Food share.
Excellent.
So
we got a new segment on the show, my friend. We're going to be doing birthdays.
local birthdays. Do people have birthdays in Halton Hills?
Actually, I'm going to interrupt for 1 second because I told a friend of mine, Pam Toth, her husband Chris Toth, he was his 50th birthday this week.
Happy birthday!
And I said we
The
would
big
do a
5-0.
video just to send to show, and with everything going on last week, I didn't get it done. So if we can all say happy 50th to Chris.
Happy 50th, Chris.
to Chris. There
You're
we go.
old now, buddy. Welcome to the Great Club.
Where's
Joined us.
Where does Chris live? Where does Chris live?
They're actually, I think, more Limehouse. They're in the country.
Limehouse.
They built
Well, they're
big,
part of
beautiful,
Halton
he's built
Hills.
a beautiful, huge house.
Yeah,
Well, Chris, we're coming to your house for the 50th birthday barbecue this summer, then.
That's
That's
right.
it. Thanks.
And we'd like to wish a happy birthday to Lester Briand, who lives on Normandy Avenue. And Normandy Avenue, of course, is known as, or used to be, as the party capital of Georgetown.
Oh,
and
still
still
kinda
is. Still is, kind of.
is.
But
You
happy
and I know lots of people on Normandy.
Happy birthday to Les Briette. And a very happy birthday to a great community guy, Bob Bairstow from last week, and I forgot to mention it. Bob is a teacher from the local school, and a beloved guy. Everyone loves him. Just like Neil Cotton, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest Georgetown Raiders fan in the world. He goes to every game. God bless him. When
we can get back there,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's also a big fan of our lacrosse team as well, the Bulldogs. And happy birthday to Luke Harlow, local boy. I call him Super Dad. And his birthday was on April the 25th. And we've got real old folks' birthdays. I gather the birthdays, of course, every week on Facebook and on the air. And some of the old people. Who is the oldest person this week, do you think, to have a
Willie
birthday?
Nelson.
No. Richard Donner. Do you know who that is?
Oh my God!
He's a director
of Magnum PI,
and he was on The
that's why I
Omen.
know the name. Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out where I heard the name.
And
Okay.
Superman. He directed The Goonies and Scrooge. He's 91.
Wow!
Shirley MacLaine,
Oh
the
my
one
God!
with the legs,
What's she up to?
87.
Holy jump!
Barbara Streisand is 79.
Yes.
Wow.
She's getting up there. Phil Robertson, who is on Duck Dynasty. You know him?
Oh, okay.
75.
Uncle Phil. Yeah.
Uncle Phil is 75. Carol Burnett is 88. Carol Burnett is 88.
Love Carol.
Oh,
Can't believe
me
it.
too.
Anne Margaret is 80. And she was Anne Margrock on the Flintstones,
That's
of course,
right.
as well. And Willie Nelson, as we were mentioning, is 88. Carl Gardner of the Coasters, take out the papers in the trash. Yaggity yak, don't hold back. Carl Gardner is 83. And Don McKenney, here's a name you won't remember, from the Boston Bruins. He is 87 this week. So happy birthday to Les, Bob, Luke, and all the gang. And
Hope it was great days, guys.
Yeah. So, it's been a great show, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's show brought to you by Mum's Fish and Chips, 519-853-3474. They're located at 352 Queen Street in Acton, in the same plaza as Sweet Molly's and Becker's. And get today's Fish and Chip Friday. Give them a call. Place your order today. Like I said, 519-853-3474. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. And the news is brought to you by
Max Tires and Auto Sales and auto repairs too, and they sell cars too, by the way.
There's actually a couple of
We have licensed mechanics, and as you were mentioning about the truck licensing now as well.
Yeah.
Huge selection of tires. Max Tires and Auto Sales, pardon me. Oh,
We were
God.
drinking earlier. It was
Oh,
like something
no.
we weren't looking.
I think it might have been that little step outside we did.
Never mind. Listen. We've had fun. We always have fun.
We always have.
Max Tires and Auto Repairs, licensed mechanics, 905-873-9255.
And don't you forget.
Don't you forget it. They got great, and licensed mechanics, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have to say this or she'll hit me with a
just say
stick
girl
here.
on ya.
He said, okay, community is driven by community. You navigate.
And
We
we'll
drive.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Keep the rubber side on the road. Remember, move over and slow down when you see somebody getting their car towed on the side of the road.
Fred's towing, that's right.
Exactly. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.
Be safe.